Hi, ladies. Jackie Sabrin here, and I'm here to talk to you about, are your superficial desires bad? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie Sabrin. I'm a love coach. I married my soulmate over 5 years ago. We met on Match.com, and I'm creating these videos every week for you to teach you how to attract your soulmate and to empower you to live your best life. And so this is a really big and interesting topic because right now, this time of year, we have a lot of desires. We have a lot of things, right? A lot of superficial desires that we want: clothes, jewelry, cars, food, or whatever it is that you want. And so are superficial desires bad? Well, before I go any farther, I want to remind you that I will post this video on my YouTube channel, Engaged at Any Age. And all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, Engaged at Any Age, and you will be able to get notifications whenever I create a video so you don't miss any of the videos. And so you can go back and watch them over and over again if you need to draw from a topic that I've already covered. So are superficial desires bad? I would say no, not at all. But it really depends on if you're identified with your superficial desires. So superficial meaning things that you really don't need. They're not survival needs. They're not your housing, clothing, food, shelter, right? Those are needs. So I would say they're your wants. So for example, I'll use myself. So is my wedding ring a superficial desire that I wanted this big, beautiful ring? Well, in a way, yes. Yeah, it is. It's superficial. It's not something that's defining me, but it becomes more superficial when I allow it to define me. Let me explain that a little bit more. So, am I identified with my ring? So, am I my ring? No, I'm a human being. I'm a spiritual being having I'm saying this all wrong. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. There we go. And so, and so I'm not identified with my ring. I love having the superficial, beautiful ring, but I don't walk around going, I'm my ring. I'm the lady with the big ring. That means I'm this. That means I'm going to get in here and you need to treat me a certain way. So my ring didn't create a persona, a mask, like a personality, like I am this. And so sometimes you've heard personality like rich woman. I'm a rich woman, so I behave a certain way. That would create a persona. All the superficiality creates a mask. So you behave in a certain way, you act in a certain way because you have to maintain the mask. And it's also heavy. It's so much work to maintain that persona. So as long as I'm not identified, I'm not my ring, I remember that who I really am, which is a spiritual being having a human experience. I am source, transmitting through this beautiful body, and I choose to have a desire to have a ring. Great. No, it's not bad. It's wonderful. It's because I want it. So I think that you should want what you want and expect that you'll get it. That's my motto. You should want what you want and expect that you will get it in this lifetime. But there's a little caveat with that. You can want what you want and expect that you'll get it, but you have to be a match for what you want. So you have to, for example, so say you want a man, I'll use a man, going along this thing with money and these superficial things. Say that you want a man who has a jet, right? So what? It doesn't make you superficial. That's what you want. Don't label yourself. Don't identify yourself with, I'm a woman, a rich woman who wants a man with a jet. Or maybe you're not a rich woman. Maybe you don't have any money, but you see yourself living this grand lifestyle. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Set your bar high, girls. The only caveat is you need to be a match for the man that drives that flies that jet or owns that jet. Say he's a billionaire. So you want to be married to a billionaire. Let's just go to the extreme here while we're there. Fine, go for it. But you need to be a match for that billionaire. Are you a match? So what does the billionaire want? What does he want? What does his ideal woman look like? Is she a tall, lanky blonde that acts, behaves, and looks a certain way? And so if you're not that, you won't be a match for him. So you're not going to get into the jet. So everything has its own match. And then even if you were that tall, lanky blonde that he wants, his ideal, if internally you don't feel worthy and you don't feel you're deserving even though externally you say, I want all these things, if you internally don't feel deserving, you may get them. You may get them by being superficial. You might be beautiful and be able to attract that billionaire who finds you visually gorgeous. So he's drawn to you, and then you're a match. So then you're together. But how do you keep it? How do you continue to stay in that relationship and feel deserving when inside you don't really feel deserving? So you start to sabotage yourself. You start to perhaps give away the money that you have. Maybe he gives you money, and so you give it out to all your family and friends because they don't have any money. So next thing you know, you're over giving to all of these people, and he's starting to get upset. Oh, look at my wife. All she does is give my money away. So you see what I mean by a match? You have to be a match internally in order to keep the things that you want externally. So I absolutely don't think you need to limit yourself, and there's nothing wrong with wanting anything, to have an opulent lifestyle, to travel the world, I think that we are here to experience everything that we want to experience. And what I believe happens is when we're very young, we have a lot of desires, especially superficial desires. We desire all kinds of things when we're young. And then as we get older, we start to desire more specific things. And because we've gotten the little things that we've wanted. And so then we start to desire the more specific things. And so specifically for the purpose of this conversation, it's that those of you who are watching, and what I teach about is how to attract a man who will commit to you, how to get engaged at any age. And so when you're desiring that, it's nothing about being superficial. I think you should make your list to reflect everything that you want, but you need to you need to notice that if your desires, you're all over the board, you send a very mixed signal to the universe, and the universe hears nothing. You have to be very clear in what you desire. And that's why I always teach to not chase shiny pennies. So you have to be very deliberate in your choices. There's that word deliberate again. I teach about deliberate dating and consciously creating. If you desire more than anything to be married or to be in a long-term committed relationship with an amazing man that is successful, that has abundance that he wants to share with you, then you need to be very clear on what you want. You need to be very clear so that you don't get off track and in the pursuit of that, in the manifesting of that. Because what happens with women is they say they want something, and then all of these different things appear, these choices, and they start making all these choices that really don't support and aren't congruent with what their initial desire is, that strong desire. So it's not that you have to give up anything, but you have to get very clear on what you want. Did I make sacrifices on my path to meet Michael? Yes, I did, but I deliberately did those. I chose to forgo some things for things that I wanted to experience down the road. So instead of the instant gratification that everybody's on, this big roll, I instantly want this now, I suggest you go for the law of germination, which means that you plant seeds today that will very soon start to sprout and grow into blossom into what you will have down the road with your soulmate. So I would choose very carefully what you're going to do in 2018. I'm so excited because this year is right upon us. Make your choices wisely. Do not chase a bunch of shiny pennies. You need to have a plan, and you need to have it all laid out so that when, and it will happen, you'll be inundated with emails and offers to do this, to that, and it all just sounds so enticing. And one sounds even better than the other, the languaging, the marketing, and this person had this and it's going to work for me. But if you continue to jump from lily pad to lily pad, you're never going to get anything. And that's because you have all these desires. And that's because if you back it up, you're not really clear about what you want in the first place. And so what you think you want and what you really want are always two different things. You think you want all of these things, but it'd be really, really good for you to do a small exercise and write down what it is that you want in a relationship and why that you want that. So what do you want and why do you want that? So I want to be married and I want that because. So you write down your because, and in those becauses, it's going to tell you what you really believe. in and what your values are. Those are the things that are going to ultimately attract your man. Those are the things that are going to be a match. So you say what you want, and then why you want it, because, and then whatever it is, those can be your superficial desires. Because I want to marry a man who has a home in Utah so we can ski. Is that a superficial desire? Perhaps, but that's what you want. So why limit yourself, right? But then you need to be a match for it. So I want that because I'm a skier, because I love to ski, because I want to stay active, because I like socializing that way. So there's a reason behind the wanting, and that's going to support your manifesting, your ability to manifest much faster. If women say, oh, I want this stud, I want him to be really good looking, hot and fit and gorgeous, and then look in the mirror. Are you hot, fit, and gorgeous and really good looking? Because if he's like that, he may want that in his woman. So I'm not saying that you need to be hot, fit, and gorgeous and good looking. No, no, no. I'm saying that it comes from within. Get clear on what you want. Love yourself. Be your authentic self. And from that place, attract. And I guarantee you, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? You will fall in love with the man who treats you the way that you feel that you deserve to be treated. So backing up to what I originally started with is it superficial to, is being superficial, wanting superficial things bad? Absolutely not. And the more passionate you are about what your desires are, the more likely you are that you're going to get them. See, I'm really passionate about what I do, my work. I'm really passionate about helping all of you attract your soulmate. I'm really passionate about my relationship with Michael. And because of that passion and my ability to put blinders on so that nothing else gets in the way. So I'm very, very strategic in everything I do, very deliberate. And I use that passion and I take all of it here and I line it up and I barrel it all into what I want. And then I connect easier. I connect faster. I manifest very quickly. Even parking spots you can manifest. Like I'll be driving into the mall and I'll say, parking goddess, bring me my parking spot. Is that superficial? No, it's just what I want. But I don't have any resistance. In other words, I have a belief that I'm going to have that parking spot. So resistance is between you and what you want. So if you want a diamond ring and you don't believe you can have it, there's this resistance there. That's what's keeping you from having your superficial diamond ring, right? Because you have all this resistance. So down deep, it's that belief that you don't really feel you deserve it. You don't feel like it's going to have it. There's no evidence that is showing up. So you have to clear out the resistance. That's the only thing that's keeping you from what you want, superficial or not. And so you have to work on your resistance. So where's the resistance coming from? Ask yourself, where does that resistance come from? It comes from your belief systems, your belief of what's possible. And so you have to do some digging into your psyche and look at your behavior and your experiences. Your experiences right now, if you look at them without rose-colored glasses, are going to tell you exactly what you believe, because you're experiencing what you believe right now, which is really exciting, because you may not like what you're experiencing right now, but why is it exciting, Jackie? It's exciting because you created it. And if you created this experience, that means that you can create another experience and another and another and another. And every time you create these little experiences, you get closer and closer to what you want. And so if you really want a diamond ring, I will challenge you right now to go out and go shopping and try on rings. Okay, this is going to really help get you closer to the feeling of having one. Remember I said passion? Passion ignites the law of attraction. So I want you to go out. Don't be shy about this. Go out and try on diamond engagement rings if that's what you want. And try them on and look at that ring and find one that you want. Get crystal clear on the exact ring you want. There's two reasons why I'm telling you this. One is because I want you to feel what it feels like to put that ring on, to look at it, to imagine, to visualize that you're in love. What it's going to feel like to have that ring. Even take a picture of it. Tell the jeweler you're getting engaged, because you are very soon. If you believe that you are, and that you need a picture to show your fiance, which not be a lie, it's the truth. You're going to show a picture to your fiance when you're going to get engaged. So you're going to go in there and you're going to have that picture, you're going to have that visual, you're going to have that experience, you're going to have that feeling. It's going to give you that feeling of passion and excitement, which is going to propel you further down your journey. So it's almost like it's creating a fourth level belief. It's creating a belief in something that you haven't seen yet, that's not visible yet. You're creating this belief system so that you can have the experience that that belief will bring. So go, ladies, go down, try on the ring, pick the ring that you want, bigger, as big as you want, as little as you want, a band, whatever you want, your heart wants. Don't limit yourself, because down deep, you'll just be disappointed that you let yourself down. So pick up the ring, try it on, buy yourself a beautiful cubic zirconia if you want, of the exact replica of the diamond that you really want, and wear it around. And people ask you if you're engaged, say no, but I'm going to be. I actually did that. And a lot of my friends who know me know that I did that. I actually bought almost this exact ring, and I went to a big party and I wore it on my other hand, and they said, "Are you engaged?" And I said, "No, but I'm going to be." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, why did I do that?" Everybody asked me, and I'm like, because I was wanting to manifest very quickly a relationship, because I was done being single. So I really put myself out there. And sure enough, I think it was a year and a half later, I was engaged to Michael, wearing the same ring, almost to the exact detail, the ring that I have now. So your desires are not superficial, they're not bad. Just be clear on what the intention is that's driving it, and choose wisely. I mean, how much do you really need? Choose the things that are really going to make you happy. And remember, there's always consequences to your choices. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there is a side effect. There's a result. There's an action, an opposite to everything that you do. And you have to be mindful of that. So that's not being reckless. So yes, you can go and buy yourself a ring, but can't, make sure your bank account has the money there. So don't just be reckless. There's going to be a consequence if you go out and do something. Make sure you weigh that out. And so I'm not saying be realistic, because I hate that word, be realistic. But what I mean is that if it's like, if you drink too much, you could die of alcoholism. Is drinking bad? No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But it could lead to an earlier death, just like smoking cigarettes or doing drugs. There's consequences. So with anything in life, there becomes consequences. So there's consequences of being married. There's responsibilities that come with being married. And so I embrace those consequences or those obligations or responsibilities. They've given up some of my freedom, because I have to make a compromise to share my time with Michael. And so I knew that going into it. And so I recognize that when sometimes I'm like, I have to share my time. But I remember I made a choice, and that's the consequence of the choice. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have this. So I hope this was helpful. Less is more, by all means, less is more. Narrow it down to just a few things, because when you get those few things, you're always going to want a few more things. So I hope this was helpful. I want to say hello to the ladies on my broadcast. Hi, Alicia. So nice to see you. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Shivani. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Joanne. Go out and get your rings and wear them around and tell everybody you're going to be getting engaged. I challenge you to do that. It's really fun. It's true. I believe it. You just have to believe it. And then you can have exactly what you want. So try that on and see how it feels. And hey, if you do, please post your ring here in my Facebook group so I can see it, and so you can share that with everybody. Share us your style and your unique look. And I chose a canary diamond because I lived in Hawaii for 20 years, and I wanted to take a little bit of that sunshine with me when I moved to the mainland, which is California. That's why I chose it. I was very specific. I had a reason. I had a why behind what I wanted. I just didn't pick some ring out. I was very specific, and I knew why I wanted it. So it meant even more to me and more precious to me, which gave me a lot of passion to have it. So if you can anchor that, I think that it'll even speed up the process even more. Anchor your desire, your superficial desire, but just don't identify with it. So I'm not identified with the ring. If I didn't have this ring tomorrow, it's not going to change who I am, because it's not who I am. It's just something I have, right? Just something I have. Real happiness comes from within. So I'm happy no matter what, but all the little bling, it's fun too, right? We're girls, we like our little bling. So I love it, Marissa. I love the ring you posted. Beautiful, a solitaire diamond, or is that a pear-shaped? Either way, it's gorgeous. Okay, ladies, I hope you have a beautiful evening. I love you, and I'll talk to you all next week, same time. And please post anything you want me to cover, a topic. I'd love to answer your questions and speak about a topic that's important to you, because these calls, these training calls are for you. They're not about me, they're about you and how I can help you and serve you. Okay, so enjoy what's left of this year, and I will see you, oh my goodness, in 2018. Lots of love, ladies. Bye.